In this video, I'm going to show you how to become a better player with the Royal Giant and how to win more games in Clash Royale. So let's get right into it. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Mars, back with another Clash Royale video. And guys, as I said, in today's video, we're looking at this RG Hunter Fisherman deck, and I'm going to show you guys a couple fundamentals of how to become a better player with the Royal Giant. So let's hop into 3 live games, and in each battle, I'm going to share with you a new tip on how to play the Royal Giant more effectively. And alright guys, as we hop into this game live, I just want to remind you to smash that like button and click the little fireball in the corner, subscribe to the channel. Doing those little things takes like 1 or 2 seconds, but it benefits my channel tremendously, and I really appreciate it. And guys, that was tough to get the intro off when this guy is bothering me with a Hog Rider and Fire Spirits right away. But basically, the first rule of thumb is to only go in for an RG when you know you can. And the conditions that I would have laid out in this deck are if you have a Fisherman counter pushing, if your opponent overcommitted, or it has to be double elixir basically. And so I'm fine that he went in for that over aggressive push right there with the bandit, because he got only about as much damage as he already had on the other side, so I'm definitely fine with that. Not to mention here, guys, we also have King Tower activated, so I'm just going to go in for another Fisherman here and then log these Fire Spirits. And unfortunately, I missed 2 of them, but his Hog only got him 1 hit. And now we're just going to chill here because his left side tower is at 700, and I'm going to go for an RG in the back left, because we know he needs to get that... Oh, but guys, he actually ends up having a Hunter or a Mega Knight, so I'm going to go for a Hunter and then Heal Spirit. And we're going to be able to heal up that Hunter and I think take out this Mega Knight for a positive trade right there. So that was awesome. And then we can go in for a Fireball really quickly on his minion horde. And yeah, with that Fireball, I think that might be Tower. Because we went in for it. He went in for the Mega Knight in the other lane, so that was a lot of elixir. And this guy actually has a Miner, a Hog Rider, and a Mega Knight, so that's pretty insane. Pretty crazy deck on this guy's part. I'll give him credit for the innovation, but I don't think it's going to work in this case because we can go RG here, and then if he goes in for a Hog Rider, I'm just going to go in for the Fisherman. I can sense a Hog Rider coming here, guys, on the left. Be ready for it, but he's actually just going to go in for Fire Spirits instead, and I can log all of that right there. And guys, this game might be over now, basically. If I go in for a Fireball, we actually hit the Baby Dragon as well, and I would go in for another RG, except that I think he's going to Mega Knight. He actually didn't Mega Knight, so I'm just going to RG in the pocket. And yeah, this game is going to be pretty much over here, guys. We waited for our opponent to spend a lot of elixir, and at this point, honestly, he can have that Hog Rider on the left, or yeah, that is the left. I'm confusing my lefts and rights right now because we're gonna go for the 3 crown here in this game. I'm gonna go in for a Mega Minion here on the far left, and then go in for another RG. And yeah, with him going in for that Mega Knight right there, I think we're gonna get the 3 crown. We're gonna go in for the Fisherman as well. And ooh, we would have been able to get the 3 crown if he had taken my right side tower, but that's a good win with the RG. Alright guys, as we get into our second game here, the first game, the tip was pretty much to not overcommit with the RG, and to only go in for the RG once your opponent overcommits. And unfortunately, the skeletons had a little bit of lag time right there, so we didn't block that Dark Goblin fully, but... yeah, so clearly this guy's going to have some sort of log bait deck, and that shouldn't be too bad of a matchup because we have Fireball and Log, and I'm going to go Mega Minion here. We have to watch out. Maybe he could have Skeleton Barrel, Goblin Barrel, and that would be a little bit tough, but I think if we go in for a Fisherman here, yeah, he is going to have Skeleton Barrel, Goblin Barrel. So we're going to go in for a Heal Spirit here, maybe get some heal on that Mega Minion. There we go. And then going to wait for this Skeleton Barrel, going for a Log there. And now I think he spent way too much elixir, so we're going to go in for the RG and a second Fisherman. And yeah, unfortunately, he does have that Inferno Tower ready, but with the 2 Fishermen, we're going to get that out of here. And now I'm going to go in for the Heal Spirit. Oh, he went in for a Log at a good time, though. So, but that was a good first push there for us. Again, sticking to the rule in the first game of waiting till your opponent overcommits to go in for the RG. But the tip for this game is going to be if you can't break through, you can cycle 2 RGs, and I'll hopefully try to demonstrate that here once we get into double elixir, but I'm gonna go for a hunter here because it shuts down the skeleton barrel fully. And then I can't really see how much health the hunter has. Okay, so it pretty much died, but as long as we let him get as limited amount of damage as possible here in single elixir, I like that. And yeah, I was ready for the clearly he's gonna go in for a goblin barrel here, so I want to just cycle my heal spirit, get back to that fireball, and make sure we don't let him get any damage. But as we enter double elixir here, I'm actually gonna drop an RG in the back. And yeah, I'm okay taking a -1 trade to completely shut down that right there. I'm going to go in for some skeletons here and then log his Dart Goblin because we're going to be able to keep some health on that. But he actually goes in for the early snipe on the Inferno Tower, which is a good play on his part. But we can go in for the Hunter here as well, and then maybe go in for a Mega Minion too. And that Heal Spirit was really nice there for me. And now he has this Inferno Tower here, but he has a quick cycle as well. So I'm going to actually cycle another RG in the back. And I really wonder why he went in for that Dark Goblin on the left. It's not really going to accomplish anything for him, and I'm just going to completely ignore that. And then I'm going to go in for a log when I know I can hit the Goblin Barrel and most of that too. And then we're going to Fireball, and we do end up hitting that Inferno Tower, and we get the heal on the RG, and then drop our second RG. And guys, this is what I was talking about earlier. And now we know that if I can just go aggressive on offense here, yeah, we're going to Fireball the Dark Goblin, and look at the double RGs, guys. We absolutely dominated that Goblin Barrel, Skeleton Barrel deck in double elixir with the double RG cycle. Alright guys, getting into our third and final game here, and for the first two, we know that, oh my god, it's going to be another bait matchup, but anyways guys, we know that you want to wait for your opponent to overcommit until you go in for an RG, and you want to try to cycle 2 RGs like I did in that last battle if they have an Inferno Tower or a building that it makes it really hard for you to break through. But clearly guys, we're going up against Goblin Barrel, Skeleton Barrel for the second time in a row, and for this match the tip is going to be to familiarize yourself with the Hunter's interactions and how he works, so we know that we can hopefully Fireball this Dark Goblin, and poof, if I missed that right there, that would have been really costly. But I'm going to go in for a log here on this Goblin Barrel, and oops, I missed the last one actually, so we're going to go Skeletons to finish that off. But this guy has Goblin Barrel, Skeleton Barrel, but it looks like instead of the Knight, he has the Prince, and instead of the Inferno Tower, he has the Tesla. So yeah, I was ready with the Hunter right there because I had a feeling he was going to go in for the Skeleton Barrel. But if we go in for the Mega Minion there, we're going to be able to shut down that Princess too. And that's basically how you want to play this matchup. I think we can Fireball this Dark Goblin right here again. And I love getting the Fireball in the Dark Goblin because we can cycle back to our log for the Goblin Barrel. And we know that he can't Princess yet. If he went in for Dark Goblin at the bridge, I would block it with Skeletons. But yeah, he does have Tesla, and we're going to want to cycle 2 RGs probably just like we did last game for that. But I think for now I'm gonna go for a Fisherman in the back off of that Tesla, and we want to be ready. Yeah, I have the Hunter again ready. I love the Hunter against Goblin Barrel, Skeleton Barrel because it does such a good job of shutting down the Skeleton Barrel if you place it correctly. And as we jump into double elixir, we have a Hunter and a Fisherman. So I'm going to go in for the RG. And then I'm going to go in for a Heal Spirit behind it. Also cycle a Mega Minion. And then go in for some Skeletons to block the Prince's charge. And then we can go in for a log on the Goblin Barrel. And for now, I'm going to actually ignore the Princess in the other lane. We'll deal with that soon, though. Because I want to get to a second RG. I think it's going to allow us to break through here if we Fireball the Dark Goblin and the Tesla right there. And then look, he cycled 2 Princesses where we can log both of them, guys. And look at that RG push on the other side. We're able to get his tower all the way down to 676, 422, and we take it fully out there with the RG cycle, guys. Again, Goblin Barrel, Skeleton Barrel can sometimes be a tough matchup, but this time we're able to keep our login cycle every time for that Goblin Barrel, use the Hunter really well to defend the Skeleton Barrel. And guys, that can be the key with a lot of these cheap cycle RG decks, is using the Hunter to get so much value on defense. Anyways guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's battles. A quick recap of the 3 main tips is 1, only go in for an RG if you know you're either up elixir, or maybe they don't have their main counter in cycle, or if your opponent just overcommitted. Also, it's generally a good idea to not go in for any RGs in single elixir. If your opponent is not overcommitting and they're playing really defensively, you definitely don't want to go RG into them in single elixir, or you could probably lose the game off that. The second tip was to stack 2 RGs when you need to. So in both of those last 2 games, they had Inferno Tower and Tesla to block the RGs. But in both cases, I was able to use the cheap cycle with the Skeletons, Heal Spirit, and Log to get back to a second RG and take their tower. And finally, guys, the third and final tip was to familiarize yourself with the Hunter. Practice using him on defense against anything. As you saw, I used him really well against the Skeleton Barrel in the Goblin Barrel Skeleton Barrel matchup. But you can also use him against other RGs or hogs or giants or even golems. Actually, the best thing to defend is probably a balloon with the Hunter because he costs 1 less elixir and he can shut it down easily with just 2 shots. But anyways, guys, if you're still watching at this point, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to drop a like if this helped you out and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But anyways, guys, thank you so much again for watching today's video, and I will see you guys in a couple days with another Clash Royale video.